Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be a curling and layering tutorial. This is just the basics of how I layer my hair so that I can curl it and so that the curls look even more amazing. First things first, we want to start out with prepped hair. So I've gone in with the Kenra blow dry mist and also the volume mousse beforehand, and I'm just blow drying it in. I also used a heat protectant. I believe it was the Kenra thermal styling spray, but you can use any heat protectant as long as it's not gonna weigh down the hair. And I go through and I make sure I blow dry out all the hair because some of these products are activated by heat, so you need to blow dry it first. If you do know what side you want your part on, or if you want a middle part, definitely solidify that first. I like to do this before I get into curling, get into anything else, because I will be kind of straightening the hair, so it makes sense to do it first. And then also you can make sure that you're curling in the right direction and that your layers are even on both sides. So I do like to do a middle part for this. If you're going to be wearing the hair in a side part all the time and that's just the style that you're going to be doing, then you can definitely cut it in a side part because that's what you're going to be wearing. But if not, definitely put it in the middle just so both sides are even. Now to flatten out the part, I'm not going too heavy with the products. I'm just using a wax stick. Any wax stick will do. And then using my hot comb to go through and solidify the part and flatten it out a little bit.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel a chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, it can't be replaced. See, no one else can do like you do. That's why I'm spend my life with you. I wanna please you.
Now getting into the face framing layers, the first thing I do is part out, I kind of as if I was doing a money piece. So I part out like 2 triangles in the front that are very small, just so I can see where I want to start my face framing layers from. So this is the type of part that I'm doing. I just go downwards towards the middle. That's just how your hair will kind of lay. That's why I'm doing it like this. But yeah, both sides downwards toward the middle, and then comb them forward so that you have all the hair going towards the front.
Anywhere I can, I wanna share my world. Don't you understand? Your love is a one in a million. It goes on and on and on. You give all day long. Your love is.
Next, you want to make sure you have some really sharp shears. I think I just got mine from Sally Beauty, if not Amazon, wherever you can get some sharp hair cutting shears, not house scissors, hair cutting shears. And then you're going to do a scissoring type of cut. So you're going to cut upwards just to feather out the ends. This is not the main cut, but this is just to get rid of some of the weight towards the bottom. And when I say weight, I just mean like the hair. And then as you can see, I'm just cutting across just to get some of that length off of it. And I like to do this in little tiny sections just because once you cut hair, you cannot put it back. So you want to make sure that you're going really slowly and then feathering the ends like this so that it's not super blunt and like choppy. From there, you want to slowly take new sections of the hair on both sides, and we're going to be blending it. So you're going to take a little bit of hair. I like to part almost diagonally, but more so straight down. Little sections, as you can see, like that section of hair is not very big. And then I'm going to take both of those sections together just to see where our starting point is. Our starting point is, of course, where we cut the first part of the layers. And then you're going to comb it all forward, and then we're going to begin cutting it. So to make the cut super easy, you're going to pull it all forward and then flip it over. That way you can see the shortest layer right where it starts. So as you can see, it's where I'm pointing to. That's where the shortest layer is going to start. And then you're just going to cut in a C formation downward to the end of where that section is. So you're going to be kind of layering it downward and downward and downward until you get to the end of the section. Now, depending on how short you want your layers, you can cut more, you can cut less, just depending on how many layers you want and how short you want them. But make sure it's in a C formation. That's going to give you that seamless kind of face framing layer. And as you can see, it's kind of going downward at an angle. You can go through and fix it up as you go, cut more, like go through it and see how you like it. I always recommend like going through and seeing how it's laying already so that you can see if it's enough to your liking or if you need to cut more or if something is a little bit uneven. You can always go through and look and make sure just so you can do your final cuts. And definitely take your time with this process. You do not want to rush any type of hair cutting whatsoever. That's how you make mistakes. So definitely take your time. This does take a little while. So you're going to have some patience with it. But go slow and make sure that everything is even and everything will turn out perfectly. Now I like to part out like a few more sections after that one, just to pretty much the end of like the closure area. I'm using a 5x5 closure, so I do a little bit less than the whole closure area, and then I kind of just go through and feather it downwards all the way through so that it's super blended and seamless with the rest of the hair. And I am using the exact same method. I'm just taking less and less hair each time from the front because I want to blend with the last section that I did cut.
Turn me inside out, make my heart beat. Leave no one else. You're all I need. Personality, everything you do makes me love everything about you. Your smile, your style, so fly. I can't deny. I got a crush on.
And here's what we're looking like after the first round of cuts. As you can see, the layers are going downwards towards the back of the hair. This is going to give it some dimension when you do curl it and make so that the curls can hold a little bit longer, just because there's less hair at the front, of course, so it's going to be lighter to hold, and then they're able to kind of sit on top of each other, which also like improves.
That's true, I'm digging you.
And you're going to complete the exact same process on the other side until you have the same results on both sides. Now this step is optional, but I am going to go through and do some long layers towards the back. So with that, I'm just taking sections at the top of the head. I did go ahead and trim the bottoms already. And then I am just doing the same C motion and combing it upwards. This is going to give me layers higher up rather than lower down. If you comb it downwards, the layers are going to lay a little bit lower to the bottom of the hair. This is so that they're a little bit higher to the top. And then I'm just going to do the same C cutting motion. I'm really not cutting a lot off of this because I want them to be super subtle. But if you do want more layers, definitely go in smaller sections and do a more drastic C cut, and it's going to give you the same type of layers. Now getting into styling, I'm going to go in with a silkening serum. So this is the one from Chi. I usually use the one from Design Me, but I guess I was out this day. But you can use that one. This is a more affordable option. I found this at Marshall's, TJ Maxx, whatever. And it was pretty cheap, as well as the heat protectant I used earlier. and then you're going to apply that to the hair. This one is a little bit heavier, so you do have to make sure that you are combing it through and that you are using a very small amount so that it doesn't weigh the hair down. But once we go in style, it will make it less shiny, I guess you could say. So I'm going to be using the T3 iron. I do recommend this iron versus any other one or one that's kind of similar to it. Reason being is it works so much better than other irons that I've used with the hair, and the curls hold a lot better just because of how it curls them. So I definitely recommend this one, and I'm going to be using it on like one of the lower heats. It has settings for if your hair is colored and if your hair is processed or whatever. So I just put it on the colored hair setting, and I'm going to be curling the hair away from the face on both sides.
Give me a really good feeling. Your love is a one in a million. It goes on and on. You give me a really good feeling all day long.
Basically for this, if you don't know how to use a curling iron, you're just going to slot the hair inside the curling iron between the handle and the actual barrel, and then you're going to twist and slightly open the barrel with the handle and twist the hair onto it and kind of pull down. You can kind of see more than I can tell you, but definitely go slow. Do some practice with the iron not on so that you can get a feel for the motion. It does take a little bit of time to learn. I did teach myself a few years ago, and now it's the only way that I curl. So definitely take the time to learn. I promise you, it is way better than flat iron curls.
It's not that I don't want you here. It's something about the way you stare into my eyes. I know that I don't make things clear. I fall for you every time I try to resist. We can get away. Chase beach views and every day. All I wanna hear is an episode that we play. Sit right next to you. I try not to show how I feel about you. Think I wish away. Really wanna, I just wanna get away. Sit right next to you.
And here's another angle of me doing it. So I open the barrel, I put the hair in between, and then I kind of turn it away. As you're going through, you're just going to have to open up the barrel a little bit. As you can see, like my fingers on it, because I'm opening it up a little bit to slide the hair through. I always thought that you would just slide it through and you don't have to open anything because hairstylists would go so fast when they were doing it. But no, you do have to open the barrel a little bit and get the hair all the way through, and make sure you're using sections that are not thick. As you can see, if you use a thicker section like I have here, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get it to the end of the barrel. So make sure you use sections that are of a decent size but not too thick.
I just wanna feel you, feel you. I want you round, around. I want you round, around. I want you round, around. I want you round, around, around. Come through, I think I need you here. I swear it's time to keep these feelings to myself. Now you're the one I'm thinking of. My higher ground, my rocket love. For gravity, I'd rather stay up here. We can get away. Palm trees, beach views on a night day. All I wanna hear is an episode how we play. Sit right next to you. I try not to show how I feel about you. Think I wish away. Really wanna, I just wanna get away.
It's not that I don't want you here. Yeah. It's something about the way you stare into my eyes. I know that I don't make things clear. I fall for you every time I try to resist you. Can't get away. Palm trees, beach views, and everything. All I wanna do is in the pictures on replay. Right next to you. You try not to show how I feel about you. You wish you were, but we don't really want to. I just wanna get away and stay right next to you. I wanna kiss you. Yeah, I just wanna feel you. Feel you. I want you around. I want you around.
One other tip I have when curling with an iron is do what feels comfortable for you. For me, curling this way feels comfortable. I know a lot of people do it kind of the upside down version of this, but I don't like how that feels for my hand, so I do it this way. It gives me the exact same results. So as long as your curl is going in the right direction, you should be fine with however you're using the curling iron. And then again, practice makes perfect. It won't be perfect on your first try if you've never used it, but it is worth it to learn one of these skills, especially if you are in the hair industry. When I get closer to the top, I like to do my curls a little bit further down from the root. This is just personal preference. You don't have to do that. You can put them as close to the root as you want to. I just like the softer look towards the top and then more curls towards the bottom. You can even use a different barrel size. Here I'm using a 1.25 barrel, but I also do like the 1.75. Or if you want smaller, tighter curls, you can use a smaller barrel as well. Once you get to the top, you need to make sure that your hair is going in the right direction though, because this is where it matters the most. At the bottom, it's not as visible and it can just give it a little bit more volume if it's going in a different direction. But towards the top, you want to make sure that the curls are framing the face. And so you want to make sure that the hair is going away from the face when you're curling and towards the back of the head. Now, my personal preference is using bigger curls at the top. So I did switch over to my Conair. This is a curler that I've had for a while. And if you are on a budget, this is a great curler. I believe it's like 20 bucks. Does the job. It's definitely not as good as the T3. But if you're just starting out, honestly, it's fine for what you need. And you can definitely get the style that you want with these curlers. I do have a few of them. And the same thing, I'm just curling away from the face here. I do always leave like the front pieces, or I guess the money pieces, for last, because I do like to curl them a slightly different way than the rest of the hair. So for the front, I really want it to frame the face, so I do comb it upwards just to give it a little bit of volume at the root. And then when I curl, I make sure that that iron is kind of underneath the hair as opposed to being on top of it. I find that it just gives me a little bit of lift in my root, and it makes the curl lay a lot better than if I had it on the other side. But to each his own, you can do any way you want as long as you like the look of it. But this is just personally what I like to do. So you can see from this angle, I have it underneath. The barrel is actually underneath the hair. And then I do the same curls like that. Final finishing touches, I just go in with my hot comb and bump up the roots a little bit and make sure I flatten anything that may have gotten moved during the styling process. And just fix up your style, whatever you want it to be. If you need to flatten something out, if you need to bump something up, this is the time to do it before you solidify your style with your hairspray or whatever you're going to be using. Now for hairspray, I like to use the Kenra Volume Mist. This is my favorite one. It holds the curls perfectly and it's not heavy on the hair despite it being a pretty high hold. I also like to go in with Sebastian Shaper around the hairline and around the lace area just to really smooth out, the hairline and any flyaways that may be near the lace. Come through, I need you. also go back in with my wax stick for a final time and make sure everything is laid down. You don't have to use as much as I am. I just like to make sure everything's laid down, and I did want a little bit of shine, so I am using a decent amount. And then I'm gonna go through and smooth that out with my hot comb.
Now you're the one thinking of my highest from my pocket now. Fuck gravity, I'd rather stay up here. Can't get away. On trees, beach views, and every day. All I wanna do is in the bitches on replay. Still right next to you. You try not to show how I feel about you. You wish you away, but we don't really want. I just wanna get away. Still right next to you. You. I don't wanna kiss you. Yeah, I just wanna feel you. Feel you. I want you around.
Now this is a big key if you want your curls to last and kind of comb out the best. You need to be using a wide tooth comb. Do not use a small comb. Do not use a brush. That can cause frizz or cause you to comb out your curls too much. A wide tooth comb or your fingers running through it is the perfect option. I would not use anything else than that, and you want to comb out the curls in kind of the direction that they're already going. I wouldn't comb them out parallel to where they're going so that you don't mess them up. And I always like to comb backwards because that's how I like the hair to lay when I'm doing these type of curls. Once you comb out all your curls, you are all done with the style, and this is the result. So I hope you guys really like this video. If anyone is wondering, this is the Tahisha unit. It is available on my site as always for a custom order. And that is really it. If you did like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.